Today I'm going to be loading up my first rounds on the RCBS Rock Chucker Supreme, and that's coming up next here on Jesse B Outdoors Reloading. Welcome back, everybody, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below if you like videos like this. As I said in the beginning, this is the first time I'm loading on my RCBS Rock Chucker here. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to load up some 357 Magnum. This is actually my first single-stage press like this. I used to have the little itty-bitty Lee C press when I first started reloading, but since then I haven't had a regular single-stage press, and I wanted to get one to do some heavy-duty work on, and sometimes I just like to slow it down and want to do it on like a single-stage process. I do have my Lee Classic turret press that sometimes I pull the rod out of, use that like a single stage, but I just needed a really good single stage, so I picked this one up. Let's go ahead and I'll show you the components and we'll get started reloading. Alright, components we're going to be using today. We're going to be using Hodgdon H110. We are going to be using 16.7 grains of this. Check your own load data and load at your own discretion. I'm not liable for what you do with your reloading. This works on my gun, but it might not work in yours. Then for bullets today, we are going to be using Hornady XTP 158 grain bullets. For primers, we are going to be using Winchester small Magnum primers. We're going to be doing that. And then also on the brass, we're just using nickel mixed range brass, and that's going to be all the components we're using today. Let's get started. Now for the stuff we're going to be using on the press, we got the Lee dies we're going to be using today. I got the sizing decapping die in right now with the pin removed because we pre-primed our brass here, so I don't want to knock that live primer out. Also, we got our KMS squared light. If you guys didn't see the video on the installation and everything of that, I'll leave a card up above for you guys to check that out. Also, there will be a discount code down in the description for you guys to get some money off if you want a lighting system for your press from them. And then, of course, we got our inline fabrication set up here. So let's go ahead and get started. So today we are making 50 of these up, and the first thing we're going to do is size 50 of these. And this is the first time I'm using this press. And I can tell you right now, with that very first movement, wow, this thing is buttery smooth. Very, very nice on that. Get that in here. We could probably knock a bunch of these out. I'm actually not used to a single stage press because, like I said, I started on a single stage, but I quickly went to the Lee Classic turret press because I wanted to pump out more rounds. And now that I got a bunch of different presses, I get in my moods where I want to do other things. So that's why I picked this up. And I can tell you right now, just sizing these, this press is very buttery smooth. I can tell I'm going to like this thing. Now, what I think I might do, instead of pick them up singly like this, I think I'm going to try to do the pick up two, swap it out. I know a lot of people do this different, so I'm going to try to do it a little bit different too. See if it goes quicker. It might not. I'm trying it out just to see here. Doing the two at a time, picking up. Very nice, very nice. I can definitely tell I'm going to like this press already. Do you guys got a single stage press? If you do, leave a comment down below. What do you have and do you like it? Is there a different single stage press that you would like to get? I know there's different styles out there. You got the old presses like this. You got the coax style presses. Which one's your favorite? I'd like to hear down below on that. I decided to go with an O press. Coax presses to me, and this is just my thought on it, there's nothing wrong with them or anything, but I think those are more for people who are into precision shooting, I would say. That's just my thought on it. If you follow the channel, you know I got a muscle disease, and I'm not that great of a rifle shooter because of that. So I don't do a lot of rifle. I mainly do handgun. I do got the stuff to load 223, but I have yet to really reload for it. I've got bullets, primers, powder, some brass. I just never, because I don't shoot a lot of rifle, never really done the rifle brass or anything. I do have a bunch of 223 cleaned, and I think maybe since I've got this brass here, maybe I'll start doing a little bit more rifle. We'll try it and start it off on this press, see how it goes. Then maybe one day we'll move up and progressive load some on my Dillon 550C. We'll just have to see how things go though. But I had these 357 Magnums. I only had 50 of these bullets left. I might have to pick a different piece of brass. That one's got a little ding in it. I might have to redo that one. But yeah, I just might have to do rifle brass now I got this. I could do the sizing on my Lee Classic turret press. I know it would handle it, but I just never got around to it. But these 357s, I figured I only got 50 bullets left on these. So why not do our first video cranking these out. These nickel cases are not too hard to size. They're working real nice and smooth. And I think it is a little bit quicker grabbing them by twos, because it seems like we are flying through these pretty quick here. We've only got 6 left here. And then, like I said, that one I might try to fix it look like it was dented in the top. I must not have caught that when I primed them. But that's why we always look at it and double check our brass. No matter how many times we touch it, you should kind of do a inspection on it every time you touch it. But this is not going bad at all. What I'm doing is too, if you can see in the tray, I'm putting them upside down. That way I know I sized them. Everybody does that different too. But right here is our 50. So now what I'm going to do is change the die out and the camera angle. Now we got our Lee expanding die in. And the reason why we have to expand it is the bullet will not fit in there unless we expand that case out. So that's what we're going to do on this one. We're going to run that up in there. Grab that bullet back here again. And now you can see that bullet fits down in there. And that is why we have to expand our cases. Just wanted to show you guys that real quick here. So now we will run these through again. And we're going to expand all these. And I'm going to flip them the other way as I put them back in. Because then that way I know they're going to be ready for powder. This is another thing everybody does different. But I'm showing you the way I do it. Do whatever's comfortable for you. If you like doing it any other way, just go ahead and do that. That's a great thing about reloading. Everybody can do it the way they want. But so far, I am really liking how smooth this press is. I've pretty much used Lee presses for most of my reloading career so far. And there's nothing wrong with Lee presses. I mean, I've had issues with the Lead Loadmaster, but that little Lee C press I never had issues with. My Lee Classic turret press I've never had an issue with. Actually, I recommend people for a first press always recommend the Lee Classic turret press. But I can tell you what, they are not nearly as smooth running as this RCBS and my Dillon. RCBS and Dillon, you can just tell that it's like a upgrade going to them, because this thing is buttery smooth. Really liking it. Very, very nice on that. Do you guys have a company you like dealing with? Because I know some people are diehard. I mean, they got a Hornady press, Hornady everything. Some people got Lee everything. If you follow my channel, you know I got a mixture of stuff. I got RCBS, I got Lee, I got Hornady, I've got Lyman stuff. I got stuff from everybody. I am not brand loyal to anybody, just like guns. just because I carry a Glock 19, everybody thinks that I'm a Glock fanboy. I'll tell you what, I just picked up a Canik TP9 Elite Combat, and I'll tell you right now, I think that thing smokes my Glock 19. And if you follow the channel, you know too, I got revolvers, as obviously we're doing 357 Magnum here. And I've got revolvers, semi-autos, shotguns, and they're all made by different companies. I'm not brand loyal to anybody. I'm the type of person, as long as it works, I'm good with it. I am not a crazy fanboy of anybody. I just know that sometimes you get on here and you watch reloading videos, you can tell that people have all green RCBS stuff. Other people have all red Hornady stuff. And then you got the people who drink the blue Kool-Aid and got all the Dillon stuff. I do really like my Dillon 550C, but as you can see here, I do like other companies. Only thing I might change on this press is I've got a roller handle on my Lee Classic turret press, and I bought a Dillon roller handle for my 550C, and I think I'm spoiled by them. This ball is nice, but I might have to get a hold of Dan at Inline Fabrication and get me a roller handle for this. Leave a comment down below. Do you guys like Inline Fabrication? I do. As you can tell, I got their mounting system here. Use that. I wouldn't mind getting a couple of things for this press from Inline Fabrication. I wouldn't mind having that roller handle, and I might not mind trying out that case kicker. The only thing with the case kicker is, though, it comes with I think the bracket for the bins, and I don't know if you need his high-rise mounts to use that, or if I could use them with this flush mount system I have. I'll have to look into it. If you know the answer to that, leave a comment down below, because I'm not sure. But we are almost done already with these. I've got one more to flare, and then these things are going to be ready for powder. And you guys are going to be shocked how I'm going to do my powder on this, because I don't see many people doing this. That'll be coming up next. Alright, if you guys follow the channel, you know I just went to this reloading setup with this desk and everything here. And I don't want to drill a bunch of holes in my desk, and I got no way to mount my Lyman Brassmith. Well, I've never seen a lot of people actually just mount it into the press like this, so that's what I'm going to do to charge these cases. So we are going to zero out our first case here, and I'm going to double check my powder charge here. Like I said, we want 16.7 grains, and right now I am at 16.6. That'll work for me, close enough. I am not chasing a tenth on these. I'm going to check it one more time here, just to make sure. And that time we're still at 16.6. So we are just going to roll with that. And I'm just going to go through all 50 of these, just like this. Now this Lyman Brassmith has been very accurate for me. I need a better case here. I got one of these red MTM ones. It don't hold revolver rounds that good for some reason. But back to this Lyman Brassmith. This is the most accurate powder thrower I've had. You know, I've watched videos where people are tapping, beating, all kinds of stuff like that on their stuff, and it's like, man, you should not have to do that with a powder charge dropper. Any kind of power thrower. You should not have to beat on it to make it work. You need to be consistent with it to make it work. Make sure you're doing the same throw every time. You know, somebody caught me saying it in a different video I did about the Lee adjustable auto disc, when I said, yeah, if you gotta beat it, shake it, yada yada yada, you're just playing with it. And I kind of mean that, because there is absolutely no reason, if you got a good powder thrower, there is no reason to sit there and have to tap it, beat it, or whatnot to make it work right. That's just my opinion. That's another one. You can leave a comment down below and tell me what you think on it. But that is my opinion, that if you got to do that, it is not a good powder measure at all. Would not be very consistent to me. I wouldn't even use it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this one here done, and I'm going to double check it again. I just like doing that. Do so many. Double check my powder charge, because now the time's to do it. And we're still at 16.6. Dead on, and that is the whole reason why I like that. And another thing I like about having this light here is when I drop it down, I can see that powder charge really well with this KMS squared lighting. Mostly with this powder charge in 357 Magnum, it fills the case up pretty good, and you can see it with absolutely no issues. Now, when I'm done with doing these, though, I will still go through with one of my Olight flashlights and double check the charge on all these to make sure that these are charged. But yeah, I've never seen, I don't think I've seen one video where I've seen the powder measure mounted into the press like this on YouTube. It's the same threads as a reloading die, so you don't have to change nothing. I know most people have their stands mounted and everything, but I was like, do I want to drill more holes in my brand new desk I just got? And I really didn't want to, and I don't have a way to clamp it down good, because a lot of times on my old desk, that's what I would do. I would mount something to a piece of wood, and I would clamp it down. Don't have that luxury with the way this desk is set up. So I was like, you know what? I'll just mount it in the press and use it like that and show you guys something that you probably normally don't see. And that's a good thing, so you guys can see that. I have yet to see anybody, like I said, on YouTube with a setup like this using their press. So I'm going to zero this case out, check it one more time since we got 10 left here. Oop, I hit the wrong thing. I don't want pieces. I'm using my other powder measurer here, or scale. I'm using my Wawoo. Why am I doing that? Because my Frankfurt Arsenal one, the battery died in it, and I don't have no more batteries. I got to go to the store and buy some. But once again, we are at 16.6. Dead on, just like we should be. Now we'll knock these 10 out here. But yeah, let me know what you guys like down below. I like this Lyman Brass Smith. I know a lot of people use the RCBS Uniflow. Some people use the Hornady. What's your guys' favorite powder drop like this? Now on press, I like the Lee Auto Drum. That one I found to be consistent within a tenth. Usually it's minus a tenth, which I can handle. My Dillon, I actually haven't ran that much because I just got all my powder dyes for all my different calibers for that one. So I really can't tell you on that one. But this Brass Smith I've had for a few years, and I've had no issues with it. And that right there was 50. So now let's switch out and seat our bullets. Just so people know, I got my little Olight flashlight here. And that's what I go through, and I look through every single one of these. Make sure I have a charge in there. Now the great thing about this powder is if there was a double charge, it would basically be overflowing the case, and they're all good. So let's move on to bullet seating. Now we're going to seat our bullets here. This might take a little bit longer. I think I have this preset, but we know how that is. Nothing's the same when you put it back in. So we do have our charge in there. Gonna grab our XTP bullet here, get that sitting in there, get that lined up, seat it. Now I'm gonna grab my scale here, and what I'm doing is, this is where you got to watch it with 357 Magnum. I'm using, I think it's the Lee one, and mine's 1.580, and a lot of them are 1.590. So that's why I tell you guys never to use my load data, because stuff can be different. Right here, looks like I'm on 1583, so we can come down just a tad bit. Anytime you take the die out and put it back in, usually that happens. You're not going to be exactly on, but you should be close. Now we're on 1581. Just a little smidge right there should put me dead on. And we'll see here. And right there, we are at, I don't know if I can get you guys to see it there, but you can see we're at 1.580. That's where I want to be, so we are going to roll with that. Get this shut off here. Now we will crank these rounds out. Now, let's go with my experience on loading single stage. So far, I haven't done it in a long time. Like I said, this is the first time I've done it in a long time. I had the little Lee C press, so I haven't done this in years. And so far, I'm enjoying it, and that's why I want to get a press like this, because I figured some of the rounds I do, I wanted just to take my time and have fun with. To me, with revolver rounds, yes, I got everything to do them in my Dillon 550C, but sometimes I think the best thing about revolver rounds is just slowing it down, just like a revolver, you know. You don't rapid shoot a revolver. That one might need belled out a little bit more. Let me grab here. But you know, you don't shoot a revolver fast like you do a semi-auto. And that's the way I think about this stuff with reloading. Is sometimes it's just nice to slow down. You know, a lot of times when I shoot a revolver, that's what I want to do. I just want to slow down, have some fun, shoot accurately. You know, semi-autos are fun to shoot fast. I love shooting control pairs when I do semi-auto. But with a revolver, I just like to slow down, take my aim, have a good shot, and enjoy myself. And that's what I like doing with a single stage too. With revolver rounds, that's my thought, is slow down, take your time, and enjoy what you're doing. You know, it's nice on a progressive that you can crank rounds out quick, but it's also just nice to slow down and relax. And that's why most people recommend a single stage press to beginners, because you learn that, you know, go slow, make sure you check everything. I might want to do my belling just a tad bit better. You don't want to get carried away too bad with full metal jackets, but I got mine like right on the edge. Some of these are sitting down there perfect, and because I'm using mixed range brass, they're not sitting in there totally tight, but so far we haven't crushed the case. And that's another thing you got to get used to is setup, because you don't want it that tight with a cast bullet, powder coated bullet, high-tech coated bullet, because you will shave lead off. And that's not good, because that'll cause leading in your barrel. When you got full metal jackets like we're using here, you don't have to worry about it as much. Or if you're using plated bullets, which I use plated bullets sometimes. Sometimes I use Barry's plated bullets, and sometimes I get Xtreme plated bullets. You want to be a little bit more careful with those, but they're still not as bad as lead, powder coat, and high-tech coating on shaving. You definitely want to watch that, because you do not want to lead up your barrels. That can be dangerous if it gets too carried away with it. But most of these seem to be dropping right in there for being mixed range brass. Now, I'm one of those people, I really don't separate my brass when I do it. That's another thing. If you guys separate your brass, you separate it out and load up all one brand. Like, do you separate all the Winchesters and just use Winchester or Remington, whatever brass it is? Or do you just do like I'm doing right now and just whatever I grab is whatever? To me, I'm not doing precision rounds. These are plinking rounds. So it don't bug me one bit that these might not be crimped and seated exactly the same on all these. Because I'm sure I could go through here and there'll probably be a couple of them, a thousandth or two off. of what I want them to be because of the mixed range brass. With plinking rounds, I really don't care. Now, if I was doing a ladder test and bullseye shooting and all that, that's a different story. Then yeah, I want all the same brass. Then I might even get to the point where I'd want them trimmed the same length. Usually revolver and semi-auto brass don't stretch that much like rifle brass, so I have never trimmed any of my handgun rounds. I don't see no use for it. I think Fortune Cookie 45 even said he's had some brass that he's had for years. Had like 80 firings on them, and he's never trimmed them. And he measured them, and there was absolutely no reason to have them trimmed. So yeah, you don't really have to worry about that with handgun rounds unless you're being real picky, bullseye shooting, you know, precision shooting. Maybe if you're hunting with these, you might want to be that picky, but to me, even hunting, I don't think it would throw the bullet off that much. But now let's go back to this press here. And I am tickled death with this press. I put a poll up and had you guys see this about a month ago that I was debating on this or the RCBS Rebel. And there's differences between this and the Rebel. The Rebel don't have any priming system because they did a poll and RCBS said most people prime off press, so that's why they didn't put a priming system on it. Not a big deal breaker for me. This you can prime on it. Probably next video I do with this will prime on the press. I just already had these made up and pre-primed. That's why we're not doing it in this video. But that's one of the differences. And then the other difference is depriming, where the spent primers come out. On the Rebel, they come straight down the ram out the bottom. With this one, it has a tray that goes in here. It's like a saddle, and it'll throw the primers down the center into that, and then it'll drop into whatever side it goes to. That's not bad, but the problem is there's a gap a lot of times. And that gap, the primer will come out of and drop onto the floor. Something I might pick up one day. I know people 3D print them and they're on eBay. A priming system or a primer catch where it has the tube on it. I might pick one of those up one day and do it that way. Because like I said, a lot of times with revolver rounds, I just like slowing down and doing it this way. I'm having fun doing it this way. It's nice and relaxing. Sitting here talking with you guys. This one I might have to ride up a little bit. There we go. But I am enjoying this press so far, being my first time reloading on it. Let these bullets come out here so I can grab them better. Even though it takes more time, it seems like these are going pretty quick. We are already down to the last 10 here. So that's not going too bad if I can keep my hands on them. Like I said, some of these, I think the cases might be a little bit shorter than the other ones because the bullets ain't sitting in there as much as other cases. That'll just be a note to myself if I do any more 357 with these dies, that I need to bell them a little bit more. I've actually got 3 different die sets for 357-38 special. Because originally I only had my Lee Classic turret press and I got tired of adjusting them. So I had one set up for 357 Magnum, one set up for 38 special. And then when I knew I was getting the Dillon, I bought another set of RCBS ones to put on the Dillon. So I've actually got 3 of them. But now I got this press, so I don't want to mess with the Dillon because that's made to pump out rounds. So I took these out of the turret for the Lee Classic turret press to do this video. And I figured this press and my Lee Classic turret press will just share dies. Dies really aren't that hard to adjust, but if you're trying to do something in a hurry, it could be a pain, inconvenience. Try to get that up there just right. There we go. Didn't have the case in the shell holder right. But yeah, sometimes you end up with a buttload of dies too for that reason, because you end up with different presses and don't want to change them out. So you buy another die set. I'm sure most of you guys are like me, not made of money. All these die sets I've got did not just come all at once. They came over time. But this is our last bullet here. So now we got all of our bullets seated. Let's move on to crimping. Alright, with this camera angle, the lighting might look a little bit different because I darkened it up here because of the lights of the press. But now we got our crimping die, or our Leaf Factory crimp die in here. So we will get these all crimped here. Now this is where I'm feeling the most pressure on this press so far. And it feels nice and smooth still. Really liking that. I think this press is going to be a great addition to my press collection. Now, one press you guys have seen on here, and it wasn't my press, was the Lyman Sparty turret press. I still have that. I did not buy a plate for it to put on my inline fabrication setup here because it's not my press. I've had people ask me about that press because I was still, as I'm running this, I still got one more video in the series to do. And they're asking me if I was going to do any more videos with it. And truthfully, as cool as that press is, being old and being my wife's grandpa's and everything, I really don't enjoy reloading on it as much as I thought I would, because it's hard to reach in and stuff for me to reload the way I'm used to reloading. So it's actually sitting in the closet now. Maybe one day, if I end up getting a plate for it, I'll do more videos with it. But as of right now, it's just sitting in my closet. I don't plan on doing any more videos with it. Now that might change if I run it. Give me a second, my dog's barking. Sorry about that. Somebody was walking down the road and my dog don't like it when people walk down our road here. He thinks it's his. But yeah, back to the Lyman Sparty press. It's fun and everything. I think it's cool. I would like to do more videos on it, but I just cannot spend the extra money right now to buy a plate for it. So maybe in the future, if I do get a plate for it, we'll do some more reloading on it. I would really like to. I know some of her grandpa's loads, and my father-in-law has her grandpa's guns. I think it would be cool to load up some rounds and shoot them in his guns, because I know some of his recipes. I think that would be a blast. But as of right now, it just don't fit into my budget and my time schedule of what I want to do. I got stuff on my own presses. But if you guys want me to dig that back out, maybe one day when I get extra money, I'll get a plate for it. But as of right now, I want to do videos enjoying my new RCBS press here and my Dillon. And I actually started another series of videos with the Lee Classic Turret Press. And what that series is going to be is just how easily it is to load up 50 rounds of whatever caliber I'm doing. That's a little series I'm going to do with that. So that'll be fun. I just got a lot of videos and not a lot of time to do all of them. Is what it boils down to. So that press will be sitting for a while. I actually need to get this press down and get my Dillon back up. Because now the weather's getting nicer out, my boy wants to shoot, and a lot of the rounds I've got made up, like with 9mm, which is what he likes to shoot, I've had people send me bullets. So I got to use those bullets in videos for the companies that send them. So I got to get making some plinking rounds for him and I. What I call my off-camera rounds when I'm just out there enjoying shooting with my boy, and get some of those made up. But we are cranking these out here. We've got 2 more to do. And now we are on our last round here. And that is our last bullet there. Let's see if we can get this to focus in here, or if the lighting's going to mess with it. But that is our last round of 357 Magnum. That's the first time around that we're using this press. Let's go back up on top and I'll tell you my final thoughts. So what's my final thoughts here of the first time using the RCBS Rock Chucker Supreme, making this beautiful 357 Magnum round? I like it. It's nice, smooth. Like I said, I'm used to Lee presses, and you can definitely tell a quality difference on the smoothness of it, the motion, and everything. The way everything works on it is a lot smoother. Like I said, when we were loading up the rounds, I'm not dissing Lee at all. Lee makes great projects for the budget-minded person, and I got Lee presses. I got Lee dies up there. We used Lee dies. Not dissing Lee at all. But this and the Dillon are so much smoother, and you can tell that you paid a little bit more money for them, and I really like that. Now, the next time we reload on it, like I said, I want to use the priming system on it so I can get the idea of the priming. But everything else, the way we reloaded today, it worked beautiful. Give it a thumbs up. I would definitely recommend this press to anybody. So as always, don't forget to check out the links down below. If you like that light there and saw how bright it was, that is from KMS Square, and I do have a discount code for that, among other things down there. I also got affiliate accounts that do help out the channel. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below. We are One Nation Under God, and I'll see you all on the next one.